Welcome to Ultimate Survival Gear. Today, as you guys can see, I have what the hell? Let's open it up and see what it is. Come on. Aha! It's the medium. Nope, never mind. That's not the medium. That's just a box. No, this is actually the Arc'teryx KONSEAL LT. Yes. For $135, you're buying a shoe, and you cannot even get a decent box. What's this? Okay, I'm not gonna complain about the box. So, as some of you already know, this is not just a regular shoe review. This review is specifically for my Ultimate Survival boots section. Yes, and I know this is not a boot, this is a shoe, but imagine if this was the shoe that you were wearing and something bad happened and now you were surviving in these shoes right here. Yes, check out the color, OD green. I love this color. So if something bad happened and you were surviving, you had to walk, you had to run, you had to climb, you had to fight, I don't know, whatever. Use this as a climbing shoe, use this as a combat shoe, whatever survival situation you can imagine. Would this be good for your survival? Or would this get you killed? Well, how do we make the judgment? We make the judgment based on 8 different criteria. Let's begin. Criteria number 1, of course, the comfort level. And in order to assess the comfort level of all the boots and shoes that I review on this channel, I do a 3-mile run, non-stop, and then a 5-mile walk. Again, non-stop, no pauses in between. And then I continue wearing it for the rest of the day so that the total wear time is 8 hours. Okay, so I do have a few complaints a little bit about the comfort level of the shoe. Let's start from the first factor, right, that contributes or takes away from the comfort level. That would be, of course, the weight. Alright, so this is the size 10, and the weight of the size 10 is 11.1. Not bad. Pretty good for the shoe. Could be a little bit better, but we will talk about why this is a little bit on the heavier side. Usually, I like to see, whenever it comes to the boots, I like to see stuff under 20 ounce. Whenever it comes to shoes, I like to see stuff under 10 ounce. So this is a little bit over. Not a huge deal, still very lightweight, but we will talk about what kind of later. Mostly it's the outsole that brings in the weight. We will talk about the outsole in the outsole. Another thing that contributes to the comfort level, or takes away usually, it's the flexibility of the outsole. If it's too flexible, it might be a little bit too much. If it's not flexible enough, it might be a little bit too much. Here is pretty good. However, here is one of my problems that I have with this shoe. Look at the location of creasing. Normally, this is not where your foot creases. Your foot creases about right here, not right here. So that right there creates a little bit of an uncomfortable feeling, makes it almost feel like you're walking in water shoes. It's not really water shoes, but more like just a little bit weird feeling. A little bit not natural, alright? Not natural, because this is not very natural place for your foot to bend. You don't bend there, okay? So it kind of is a little bit weird. I'm not very happy about it. Let's move on to the inner sole. I'm gonna take it out, point it out. This is one of my kind of a little bit more of complaints that I have here. The heel bed, as you can see here, is a little bit too flimsy. It's not as defined, it's not as refined. The arch support is actually pretty good, but because the overall inner sole is so thin, there is literally no cushioning to it at all. And once you remove it, it goes into the very hard outsole with barely any midsole. Midsole, you can see there's a little bit here, but still it's not enough to give you enough of the protection from impact. So overall, very stiff, very tough feel whenever you're walking. Not very comfortable. The creasing doesn't help. And moving on to the padding, there isn't really any padding, absolutely no padding in the shaft. There is a little bit of padding in the tongue, and then going out throughout the shoe. Once you get to the very front, this is very hard rubber, which is good for protection, but from the inside there is no padding at all. So if you get them in the wrong size, you're not gonna like the feel of it. So I'm kind of a little bit of disappointment with the overall comfort level of the shoe. I think Arc'teryx could have done way better job. I'm not sure what exactly they were thinking about on this one, but down was a comfort level. Let's move on to proofing and protection. Okay, so these are now waterproof, which is completely fine because they're very light, and this fabric actually can be dried up fairly quickly. Now they did implement, strangely, the gusseting of the tongue here, which kind of good, which will protect you from some elements, from some dirt. So I don't know, it's either you go waterproof with the gusseting or now waterproof like this without the gusseting and making it actually easier to dry. I do like this material. It will dry up pretty quickly, but still I think again Arc'teryx could have done a little bit of a better job there. Protection wise, you do have this front, which would be pretty good for if you're trying to climb something, if you are walking on a rocky road. But whenever it comes to climbing, the outsole, which we'll talk about later, this is not very climbing friendly in my opinion, but again, we will talk about later in the outsole, and I will point that out there. Let's move on to the criteria number 3, quality and design features. Now, quality-wise, there aren't many reviews online just yet. The Amazon link is in the description below. Only like 50 reviews, almost 5 stars, so people do like it, but it's not enough reviews just to make the judgment quality-wise. Design features, we are talking about the lacing system here. As you can see, it's fairly unique because it goes pretty much all the way down. I do like it. Now, Scarpa did a great job going with this similar lacing system, but not here. Not in this case because it's a little bit of hard to tighten, a little bit hard to set the proper tension in the spots. Honestly, in my opinion, kind of unnecessary here in this particular shoe. Again, for some, they might like it a little bit good, you know, usable, but not for me. I don't know. I think this is overkill for shoes. Just kind of pointless in my opinion. It's a little bit hard to tighten, and I'm not a fan of flat strings. I mean, they do kind of help with these shoes being trying to be lightweight, but again, they didn't do a very good job because it's still over 10 ounce, so not too good. Let's move on to the criteria number 2, outsole, traction and stability. This is Vibram, and as you can see, there's a sticker Mega Grip, which I'm going to remove because whenever it comes to grip, this is not actually a very good outsole. In order to test the outsole, I do my run, my walk on a variety of different surfaces. I start with older asphalt, then the newer tarmac, then the dry sand, wet sand, dry grass, wet grass, rocky road, trail surface, concrete, marble tile, rubber surface, kind of like in a gym, and then the rock climbing on the rock wall that I have in my house. It is pretty good stiffness it's pretty good stiffness in the outsole whenever it comes to rock climbing, but this front is way too slippery. I'm not sure where the Mega Grip comes from. They are pretty good on flat shiny surfaces. They are pretty good on sand. Obviously, you know, asphalt, tarmac. The only problem with those surfaces is that because there is no cushioning at all, it's very uncomfortable to walk on those because the impact from those surfaces just transfers to your heel, to your ankles, to your knees. So eventually you get pretty fatigued, especially if you're running, and especially if you're not running properly, you're gonna feel a fatigue. On the grass, especially wet grass, these are very slippery. On the rock wall, the stiffness helps, but because there is really nothing, no aggression, here it kind of defeats the purpose. So Vibram is a good quality rubber outsoles most of the times, but overall this design, it's just, I'm really not sure where Arc'teryx was going with this shoe. It's kind of, they tried to do it multi-purpose, but in the end they ended up being, I wouldn't call it a hiking shoe, because if you end up on a slippery, wet hike, you're gonna just do figure skating all over the place. It's not really sand friendly. It's not winter friendly. And let's move on to the criteria number 5, temperature, obviously, because this is not by no means a winter shoe. This, I mean, on the snow, on the ice, you're gonna just fly around. It's not waterproof. In the hot temperatures, it's pretty good because it's nice and kind of breathable. This material is, I don't know, it's really hard to understand where Arc'teryx was going with this shoe. Like I said, it almost seems like they were trying to make it for everything, and they ended up making it for nothing. So I really am disappointed. Moving on to the criteria number 6, the sizing. They are running a little bit bigger than the normal size. So if you are still wanting to buy this after this review, if you want to buy the shoes, you probably want to get them half a size smaller than what you were looking at. But again, the fit is kind of weird, so it's hard to tell, okay? Because you really do want to have extra space here at the toe box. You don't want to touch this from the inside because you're gonna get fatigued very quickly. But at the same time, because of the weird crease, you really don't want this to be bigger than what you want because it's just gonna make it worse. So good luck with that. Criteria number 7, balance of application. So here I talk about if this really was your ultimate survival shoe. Would this be good? Honestly, I would not get it as a hiking shoe. I would not get it as a trail running shoe. I would not get it as a climbing shoe. I would not get it as a water shoe. I would not get it as a hiking shoe. I don't know if I said it already or not. Definitely not a combat shoe. I really don't know what the purpose of the shoe is. In my opinion, Arc'teryx kind of failed pretty miserably on this shoe because it's just all over the place and really not good for anything. You know, for hiking, you do want something that you can walk, 5 to 10 miles without having that impact. Because imagine you're hiking with some kind of weight, probably a slight backpack, something 10 to 20, 30 pounds on you, and I mean with this is just gonna destroy your ankles and destroy your knees because there is literally no cushioning at all. As a trail running shoe, this is way too slippery. Really, on any kind of trail, doesn't even matter, especially if it's wet grass, you're gonna slip and fall. As a rock climbing shoe, just get a rock climbing shoe. This is not a rock climbing shoe. This is not gonna work as a rock climbing shoe at all. And as a combat shoe, maybe some kind of sandy situations, but again, there's way too much options there. And moving on to the criteria number 8, the price, $135. I mean, for $135, you can get cheaper than $135. You can get an excellent shoe that is gonna be for most of the stuff out there, like Salomon X Ultra 3 Mid GTX, for example, or not a mid, low version for that if you want a low, or something even lighter. Again, Salomon, La Sportiva, Mammoth, Jack Wolf, Scarpa, Keen, Merrell. Man, there's plenty of options out there. Probably cheaper than this too. So I don't know, Arc'teryx, you guys kind of messed up on this one. So I kind of a little bit am disappointed because the first Arc'teryx shoe that I reviewed on this channel, I was kind of impressed. This, I don't know where this is going, and this is way too expensive for, you're not getting anything besides the Vibram outsole, which they kind of ruined the design of it because the rubber quality is actually great, but the design pattern is pretty bad. So let me know in the comments below, guys, what do you think about this review? What do you think about this shoe? Unfortunately, most of the times I try to point out good features, not this time. And again, I'm not trying to sell anything on this channel. I'm not trying to have you buy anything just so that I can make a affiliate link sale. I really did not create this channel for those types of purposes. I really want to bring quality, honest reviews to this channel. So if this was a useful review, please consider subscribing. That would really help. If you want to support me even more, please consider joining the membership on this channel. It's only 99 cents a month, and this 99 cents from all of you guys definitely helps me to bring more reviews, more quality content to this channel. Thank you very much, guys, for watching. This was Ultimate Survival Gear. I'll see you guys in the next video.